Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kassandra, and I'm going to take you through this energizing morning yoga flow. So we are going to get into some sun salutations, but before we do that, let's stand at the top of the mat, take a few other stretches. No props are required for this practice. I would say this is probably best suited for intermediate students. You can lengthen your tailbone down, draw your lower belly in towards you. So you're really pulling up and engaging through your core. And just bring your hands on the tops of your hips here. We're going to bring our right foot in front of us, flex, and see if you can just push into your arch. So just pressing into the foot here. This is really good if you have flat feet. Notice if your ankle is rolling in or out. And now we're going to point the toe and do the same thing. So just pushing down. Depending on what kind of footwear you plan on wearing today, this can be really nice. And just take a few ankle rolls. And before we go to do this on the other side, step your right foot back behind you and roll on the outer edge, the blade of that foot. You can reach your arms up, hold onto your right wrist with your left hand, and crescent over. So big side body stretch. Left knee is bending, right leg is straight. And now see if you can continue this motion as you fold and rotate all the way down to the top left corner of your mat. You can release the hold of your wrists as you just crawl out, and you should feel this a lot lower down into your leg. We'll find our ragdoll fold, bend both knees, and just let your upper body drape over your legs. Your hands and arms can be placed wherever you prefer in this pose. Just starting to get into our hamstrings a little bit, decompressing the spine. You might be able to straighten the legs a little more. And let's bend a lot so we can push into the heels to roll all the way up, coming into Tadasana, our mountain pose. Standing up tall, hands at the hips, and we'll just push into the ball of the foot again. So it's like you're trying to push the front top of your foot forward while keeping the ankle and the heel stable. So don't let it flop side to side. And switch to pointing, still pushing. So I'm not pushing down into the mat, I'm really pushing and stretching forward. Strengthen through your core, stay lifted up tall, and go ahead and roll out that ankle a little bit. We're going to cross and step that left foot behind the right, roll to the outer edge of that foot. Reach your arms up, catch a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Big side body stretch here. You're almost using your right hand to pull on the left arm. And continue this rotation as you fold all the way down towards the top right corner of your mat. And if the hamstrings and IT band are really tight and QL, you might be bending both knees, but as much as possible, try to keep the right leg straight, the left leg straight. It's the right knee that should be bending. Into our ragdoll pose. Once more here, folding down any variation with the arms that you'd like, maybe swaying a little side to side. And release down, bend your knees even more, push into your heels, into Tadasana, mountain pose. And let's find our first vinyasa, our first full sun salutation. Arms rise, palms come to touch. Fold forward. You can absolutely bend your knees here. Pause when you fold. I want you to notice where your weight is here. Rock most of it a little more forward, so you're not leaning back into your heels. You're definitely going to feel it when you do that. Halfway lift, keep the weight where it is as you lengthen through your chest. Roll your shoulders away from the ground. Exhale, fold a little more. Plant your palms, step the feet back, plank pose. Inhale to really find the integrity along the spine. We lower all the way down to our belly. Point your toes back, cobra, bhujangasana. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release, downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lifting your hips up and back. And pause for a breath here to stretch back into your legs, to stretch out into your arms. At the end of your exhale, you can look forward and maybe just step to the top of the mat for this first one. Halfway lift again, flat back, fingertips on your shins, lean your weight forward, fold it down. Press to stand, arms reach up overhead, reversing your swan dive. Exhale, hands at your heart. We'll speed that up a little bit, so just one breath per movement this time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back to plank and lower, chaturanga, cobra or upward facing dog as you breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog, breathe out. Hold here for one breath. At the end of your exhale, look to the top of the mat. You can either just step or you might be ready to hop, whatever feels good to you. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Press to stand, come all the way up. And release. We're gonna take one more. I'm not gonna talk throughout this one, so you can go at your own pace. Makes it a lot easier for me to breathe correctly as well. Whenever you're ready, inhale to lift. Give yourself a full breath in downward dog. At the end of the exhale, you can step or hop to the top of the mat. We all meet standing. Hands at the heart. Okay, maybe bring your big toes together to touch, heels about an inch or so apart. We'll find a different variation, sun salutation B. Bend into your knees, Utkatasana chair pose. Sink down, this time the weight is in your heels. Fold as you exhale, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hop back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Step your right foot in between your palms, warrior one, back foot at a 45-degree angle. Virabhadrasana one as you lift on up. Bend into that front knee. Keep your hips facing forward. Circle the hands down, another vinyasa here. Sun salutation B is a tough one. Plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Virabhadrasana one on the second side. Step your left foot between your hands, right foot and heel grounds down. Push into the feet to lift. Draw your lower belly in. Maybe shift your gaze up. Big inhale, and as you exhale, hands down. Keep the exhale through chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. And fold. Utkatasana chair pose. Bend your knees, drop your hips, reach your arms up. And press to stand, hands at your heart. Let's do one more round, and this time we'll just do warrior one, starting with the left leg first. Otherwise, everything is the same. So, Utkatasana, Uttanasana, fold, Halfway lift. Chaturanga, step or hop, whatever feels best. Back bend. Down dog. Left foot steps forward, warrior one. Chaturanga, take your flow. Lower. Back bend. Down dog. Warrior one, right foot forward, back heel in slightly. Lift. And circle the arms down, our last flow. I don't know about you, but I certainly feel it. And big inhale here. On the exhale, we make our way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. And fold. Chair pose. Tadasana, mountain. Just bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment here to feel this heat you've created internally. And we'll slow things down a little bit, just stretching deeper into our legs. Open your legs out with your feet turned in slightly. Hands at your hips, lengthen up, and then fold on down. Oh, don't know if you heard that, but both my hips popped a little. And try to evenly distribute your body weight. So it's not all in your heels or not all in the balls of the feet. Relax your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. And just walk your hands out in front of you a little bit so you can lift yourself parallel to the floor. Turn your heels in, toes out into this wide squat. You might need to rearrange your stance a little bit and bring your forearms over onto your thighs or closer towards your knees. You can sway a little, rocking side to side. Let's take a little shoulder release with a twist. You can bring your right hand to your knee, right shoulder down, left shoulder back. And we'll switch sides. Left hand to your left thigh. Coming back to neutral. Just see if you can toe heel your feet, hip width distance apart, heels in, toes out, malasana, your yogi squat. Hands at your chest. Use your elbows to press your knees open wider. Lengthen your crown away from your tail. Squeezing through your glutes. And we'll release. Come to take a seat. Sitting up tall. Roll your shoulders back. Close your eyes. Notice what has shifted within you, what feels different. And I always encourage you to choose a one-word affirmation, a one-word intention that captures the essence of what it is you're looking to cultivate today. Something you want to focus on, something you want to be reminded of. Just one word. And with this one word in our minds, in our hearts, we'll bring our hands together. And we'll close with the chant of Om. Inhale to chant. Big breath in. Bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for doing this really energizing intermediate morning yoga class with me. I would love to know how it went for you. Please leave me a comment down below. And also in your comment, let me know what your one word intention is. I always think it's really cool to see what you guys have chosen. If you want to stay a little longer, you could do this morning affirmation meditation. It's an excellent one to help start your day. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for more morning yoga. Namaste.